Welcome back, everyone. I'm Tom Murphy, and this is Trinidad Now on TTTV Channel 71. Joe, we're in our final segment. We got some easy questions, so the hard ones are over with. So tell me, should the county invest more in the development of Perry Stokes Airport?
I think we'd have to do some investigating on that to see what condition that airport's really in, to know what we need to do to improve it. Whether we need to lease the whole thing out to a development company or whether we need to process it ourselves. I'm not sure it really gains us anything other than selling fuel out there. I don't know what the reason to have it is under the county's control. So I have to do a little more investigating on that before I could actually be definitive on that. But,
okay. Well, as a business owner, I did fill out a survey recently, and in the 31 years that we've been here, I've never used it. I'm not saying that's not an asset, but at least for my business, we've never needed it, and I don't have a private airplane. So, but I think having an airport in a community would be valuable. I just hope that they find something that they can make it profitable. Because I know I was sat in a county commission recently, and they said it's never really made any money.
Right.
So
there's no reason to keep it if it's losing money unless we can figure out a way to develop it.
Right. Tell me, Joe, you're working at the county now. If you're elected county commissioner, is this going to be a full-time job?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much work to do there. It's not funny. We have, as the building inspector, I'm all by myself. I am the clerical person. I am the accountant. I am the bookkeeper. I am everything in there, and so it is a full-time job, no matter what. And I think in the condition the county's in right now, it has to be more than a full-time job.
Okay, because I know they're not required to be there full-time, because you have a county administrator, running the day-to-day operations, but with the issues, so that's good to know that it will be a full-time job.
Well, that's why I think we need a strong county administrator, so to give us the opportunity to go out and explore other things that we need to do. Plus, stay in touch with the community. I think once you're a county commissioner, you need to stay in touch with your constituents countywide. Just because I'm in District 1 doesn't mean I don't care about the people in District 2 or 3. I think we need to keep our arms around everybody.
Okay. As you know, you're sitting in the studio of TTTV, and we are also in the newspaper business. Transparency of the press transparency of government, not of the press, has been an issue. When we started covering, my wife did originally back in the late 90s, government, it hadn't been done in a while. And now with the television and the newspaper, we're at every meeting. Do you have any issues with the television camera being there or with our newspaper reporter? And how do you feel about that? Are there things that you wouldn't want to share, or?
No, I believe transparency is the best way to go. I think that's the reason that I've had a lot of success in the building departments, because if I don't know something, I'm not afraid to say I don't know. I think the worst thing you can do is try to hide something, because even if you don't tell the whole truth or conceal it, it's the perception you have there. My pastor was out of town last week, and I got to preach the sermon last Sunday, and we talked about the difference between admitting you've done something wrong and repenting. And the word repent means to change direction. And I think we have a real strong need here to change direction and have more transparency, because people will forgive a mistake or an error, because none of us are perfect. It's just like the last county administrator that was hired. The commissioners maybe saw a diamond in the rough and it didn't work out. They had the courage to say, it's not working out, it's time to move on. It's the same thing with everything in our county government. Most things, as long as you're doing the right thing, and sometimes the decision you make at the time is the right one, but a year later, it doesn't work anymore. So you either have to change the decision. It doesn't mean you were wrong. It just means that situations and things have changed. So transparency helps. It keeps you accountable. And I think that's what we need more in our county, is accountability for what we do and accountability to the public. We don't educate the public enough. Everybody's going to be shocked when we have to raise taxes for some reason because we're broke. Instead of bringing everybody along, educating them clearly and fully, and making those decisions together instead of being forced upon us.
Okay. I don't want to leave anything off the table, cut you off or anything. So if there's any topics that I haven't thought about or asked you about, now's the time to bring it up. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
No, I think the basics of my candidacy are to get our house in order, to get us some businesses here so that we can support ourselves, and to keep the public informed of what's going on. So I think my mission is simple, is keep things together and get it together first. And once we're acting as a unit, then we can progress into other issues.
Okay. Well, Joe, when you sat down, I said forget about the cameras. It's just you and I. All right, so this is our last part. Okay. This is where you can turn to the camera that we have on you that's straight ahead over here and tell people or ask people to vote for you and why. So okay. This is your opportunity to face the camera now.
My name is Joe Richards. I'm running for County Commissioner in District 1. I don't have a lot of experience in the public domain. I'm a businessman, I'm a manager, and that's what I've done most of my life. But what I can offer you is honesty, integrity, and a forward movement. That's what we're looking for in this county. I have experience in government in the small town I worked at in Wickenburg, Arizona. I was always called upon the mayor to come in when he couldn't figure out a situation. Because he knew I threw away party tags. I wasn't a Republican, wasn't a Democrat. It was to get the job done. In all the organizations I've visited in this county since I've been running for office, I've been in every single one has had a left-wing Democrat on one side and a conservative Republican on the other side, and an independent in the middle, and they were all working together towards one common goal. And that's exactly what we have to do in the county government. We have to put away partisan favoritism. We have to put family issues aside. We have to put the cronyism aside, the good old boy network aside, and work together, because we have to make this county a wonderful place to be and bring it back to its once illustrious glory. So I ask you to take a look at me, listen to what I have to say, and I would really appreciate your vote on November 6th. Thank you.
Joe, thank you very much for coming on our program. It's been a pleasure. We've wished, I think, all of my candidates good luck. If I haven't, good luck to everybody. We don't want to show any favoritism, Absolutely. But I really appreciate you did an excellent job.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tom Murphy, and this is Trinidad Now.